would like to bring two reminders which, when understood and practiced, can be very decisive in the whole further development of the life. It can be very significant in becoming clear, in becoming free, and live a life of love and joy. Therefore, I would recommend to everybody who is listening to this to take it to heart, to practice it for a while and see what it does to you, how it works in your life. Because it's not the words, it is that you put it into practice and the impact which it has on your life, which is decisive. So don't just engage yourself with this only on a logical, rational level, but really attempt to practice it. They are very too precise and very short ones, because it is not about doing much, it is about bringing attention to some very basics. The first one is, which all of you know and can understand easily and recognize it. That is, life has created each human being, each one, in a unique way. It shows many things. It's not only that life is very respectful to everyone and is caring for everyone in a certain way, but it's much more. It is just showing that when everyone is unique, how can we compare? Please consider this very carefully. When everyone is unique and we start putting some norms, standards, values, and compare, okay, we can play a game with it, but it is not having the real basis. Comparison is possible only when everything is same and similar, and then within that you make comparisons. But when everyone is unique, and we forget that in the way we get conditioned. We are conditioned to follow standards, values and concepts, compare, compete, and we get into the intoxication of the dualistic life process. On a game level it is fine, but when you don't see through it, it becomes the basis for the biggest misunderstandings and the tragedies which arise out of it. So in this reminder, I'm asking you to consider the uniqueness of everyone, and in your day-to-day encounter with anyone, very deliberately, wakefully, don't follow the automatism which is labeling, which is comparing, which is putting the other in a box. Notice that automatism which is working in you, but don't go with it, don't fight against it. Let it come and let it pass by. And in this way, stay wakeful and connected to see, to feel the uniqueness of the other. And you will be surprised when you are not comparing and competing and putting the other in some kind of box. You start seeing, feeling many deeper aspects of yourself and the other. You start seeing the beauty, you start seeing the wonder, you start seeing the mystery which is behind the whole manifestation of life. This way you come more deeply in touch with yourself and the life and each other, and that can bring a very valuable understanding which is significant for a creative, loving coexistence in each society, in the whole world. Anyone and everyone you meet during your wakeful hours, remember to look in this alert way without following the judgments, labelings, comparisons, competitions, prejudices, pride, which is arising from the conditioned mind, which is just coming automatically sometimes. Noticing it, allow yourself to remain open and ready to see, capable to look. This is the first reminder. And the second reminder is also very simple, very basic, and based on some other factor of life which you can observe and you might have observed sometimes yourself. That is the fact that when you want to hate somebody, you need the past. But when you want to be loving to somebody, you can live it in the now. And when you look more deeply, you will also see that all the negative feelings which come up in us, which pull us into dark, unloving approaches, is not coming from our clarity, it's not coming from our intelligent state, it's not coming from seeing. It is an automatic, unconscious reaction process. And when you remember not to follow the negative reactions, but wakefully observe it all. And look, what is in this moment? What is the reality of it? What is happening now? What is all taking place within yourself and in this interaction? Then you will be surprised that when you are not trapped in a negative reaction process and are present, you are able to answer intelligently, creatively, lovingly to the situation, which will bring about the best possible solution in each of the moments, in each of the encounters, in each of the conflicts. So recognize very carefully by considering that the negativity is not coming from you, it is coming from your conditioning. Once this becomes so conscious to you, so transparent to you, so real to you, then you can see you don't need to be a slave of your past. You don't need to follow the automatism in you blindly and get pulled into all kind of mud. You don't need to be unloving and hurt yourself and each other unnecessarily. And as you become aware of it, you will also see that you have a tremendous capacity by just being present, not indulging in this automatism, not letting your life energy getting trapped into it, to live a creative, intelligent, compassionate way of connecting and living. Attempt through very wakeful and alert way of going about it, keeping these basic factors in your remembrance, to connect in every situation where there is any kind of friction, any kind of conflict, any kind of tension, any kind of encounter which is provoking all kind of things in you, in such a way that you don't give energy to the negative process. You don't indulge in it, you don't identify with it, but just observe. And in this way, be open to answer to the situation as wakefully, as intelligently, as lovingly as you can. And you will be surprised to see that you go on learning, you go on understanding, you go on discovering yourself and the other so deeply that you start spontaneously feeling so much joy and gratitude towards the life, towards the Creator, towards the creation. And a new understanding arises, which is so deeply valuable and fulfilling. Put both these reminders into practice without postponing. When you forget, don't make a problem, but the moment you remember, continue. And in this way, playfully, with a sense of humor, with a joyous orientation, bring both these reminders into practice and allow it to become a great blessing to you.